Hello, my name is Prunella and I am a creative and digital media student at New College, Lanarkshire. I am going to be discussing about 4 different sectors of the creative industries that I am interested in. The industries I will be talking about are writing and publishing, fashion, advertising and radio and TV. I will be focusing on the writing and publishing sector as I've always been interested in journalism.
Journalism is an art form, and the best art is created under repression, like Stalin's Gulag.
To publish means to make information and literature available for the public to view. Publishing involves the process of producing and distributing literature so that the public can have access to it. Alfred Harmsworth, 1st Viscount Northcliffe, 1865 to 1922, more than anyone, shaped the modern press. Developments he introduced or harnessed remain central: broad contents, exploitation of advertising revenue to subsidize prices, aggressive marketing, subordinate regional markets, independence from party control. His Daily Mail held the world record for daily circulation until his death. What impact has social media had on journalism?
Social media has changed journalism in a lot of ways, I think.
And I see it both in both the good and the bad.
We don't have a sort of broadcast publishing model anymore, which is lovely because it allows a direct connection.
I think that there is, for me, a lot of excitement about reaching a wider audience, because there are some people that are only coming to us in the digital space.
Legal issues. 2 of the biggest legal challenges facing journalists are defamation law and privacy law. Defamation law. Journalists must avoid making defamatory statements which could lead to libel cases. Defamatory statements are those which tend to expose a person to hatred, ridicule or contempt, cause them to be shunned or avoided or lowered in the estimation of right-thinking members of society. Freedom of information. One law which has benefited journalists is the Freedom of Information Act. The Act, which came into force in 2000, allows journalists, or any member of the public, to apply to government or public bodies to see public documents, such as crime statistics or details on government expenditure. Fashion. Fashion is a form of self-expression and autonomy at a particular period and place and in a specific context, of clothing, footwear, lifestyle, accessories, makeup, hairstyle, and body posture. The term implies a look defined by the fashion industry as that which is trending. Fashion plays a major role in our society and affects the social aspects of society. Fashion in general, as many people say, is a way to display our personalities. Fashion law. The internet age has exacerbated many of the legal issues that designers and fashion companies encounter, fueling the necessity for fashion-specific legal advice and protection. For example, design piracy and copycat litigation have grown in recent years, prompting new legislation that provides legal protection for fashion designs. These issues are of particular importance to those in the fashion industry. New York Senator Charles Schumer introduced the Innovative Design Protection and Piracy Protection Act, IDPPPA, in August 2010. The IDPPPA protects designs that are deemed to be unique and original. Advertising. The advertising industry is the global industry of public relation and marketing companies, media services and advertising agencies, largely controlled today by just a few international holding companies. It is a global, multi-billion-dollar business that connects manufacturers and consumers. In the ancient and medieval world, such advertising as existed was conducted by word of mouth. The first step toward modern advertising came with the development of printing in the 15th and 16th centuries. In the 17th century, weekly newspapers in London began to carry advertisements, and by the 18th century such advertising was flourishing. Advertising developed in a variety of media. Perhaps the most basic was the newspaper, offering advertisers large circulations, a readership located close to the advertiser's place of business, and the opportunity to alter their advertisements on a frequent and regular basis. Magazines, the other chief print medium, may be of general interest or they may be aimed at specific audiences, such as people interested in outdoor sports or computers or literature, and offer the manufacturers of products of particular interest to such people the chance to make contact with their most likely customers. Now, what is advertising's importance in society? In a free market economy, effective advertising is essential to a company's survival, for unless consumers know about a company's product, they are unlikely to buy it. Radio and television. Broadcasting involves the distribution of audio or video content to a dispersed audience via any electronic mass communications medium. In 1898, Guglielmo Marconi, a 24-year-old Italian, began the world's first commercial radio service. For citizens of the United States, radio, and later television, not only introduced an abundance of entertainment and information, it also raised many legal questions surrounding its implementation and regulation. In 1927, the Radio Act became law and the Federal Radio Commission, FRC, was created to police the broadcasting industry. Two important tenets of broadcasting were introduced by the law. The first was that stations must broadcast in the public interest, convenience, or necessity. The second was that the people, not the radio stations, owned the airwaves. In its efforts to see that the airwaves were used in the appropriate manner, government regulation faced obstacles as it attempted to ensure suitable government-funded programming, appropriate programming for children, and equal access to broadcasting for minorities.